out my headphones. It's quiet. I don't have any music, but I gotta put my hair up quick. So I'm gonna. This is my first, I guess. Get ready with me. Heyoka style. Hi, I'm Marge. I'm a Heyoka. That's the only thing. The only title I use. I'm a contrarian. I get people to think about things different because the stuff they think about isn't useful. So, saw a little horsey 7 died this morning. That sucked. I knew it was coming. Everybody knew it was coming. That's why it came, because we know things, and then that's how reality's created. It's as simple as that. My hair's getting so long, I don't know what to do with it. I surprise people, I shock people when I wear it down. Like, I'll go to the store every now and again and put it down, and they'll be like, BAM! I know, bow! Look, I'm two-toned. We're all just colors of a color wheel, even within ourselves. I'm lots of shades. I got so many farmer tans. So this won't take long. Then I'll put my music on. Maybe I'll get my flow going. So I shed some tears, and then I thought, you know what? I bet Benny's hanging out with the horse now. I bet he is. Because he was used to being around horses. He got rescued from an abandoned farm in Iowa that people I knew had horses nearby, that they would go see their horse and saw Benny bebopping around because somebody abandoned him out there. And then they came back like 9 days later, and he was still there bebopping around, just skinny, you know. But he wasn't. So that does my heart good that he has a horse to hang out with. I'll braid it. I need to braid it. I need it wetter. So I think I'm just gonna. I'll just do the bun for now. I don't have any mirrors in my house. So this is how I'm doing my hair today. Usually I don't even look. Usually I just guess. But I said, let's do a get ready with while we're getting ready. Mom's still asleep. Well, good morning. Welcome to my tiny tube. My name is Margie. I'm a Heyoka empath. I think it's important that people talk about how they feel about things. I was sad this morning because a horse named 7 died that I never met, but I seen on the internet. So, love them while you got them. A lot of loss right now. A lot of turnover. Heaven's growing. And it don't discriminate against age. Stuff like that. So, okay. Now, I'm almost done. Wait, there's that. Let me connect that. Alright, I couldn't get my Bluetooth connected, and I didn't want. There we go, almost done. Now we're settled down to who needs to be here. Get on all the other riffraff. It's mornings, or you could tell. I watch a lot of different interfaces, and you can tell like when people are the most stimulated. That they do lot. They get up and they're like, go, 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 go. I'm usually like that, not lately. My chart says just don't do really much of anything. So I just wanted to talk about how World War III is of the spiritual variety. They all are. And learning discernment is the name of the game. And picking your battles, trying to, determine if the battle is even there to be fought to begin with. I see the contrived reality, and I just share what I see with everybody else for fun and for free. I know every day, or I often see people that charge so much. They charge so much for their services, and their services aren't so good to begin with. Got out of hand with the ego. What people say they're worth. Look around at what people designate their worth with. These cars that they drive so fast. These houses, I think about Gene Hackman when I think about somebody that has, like, I'm a simplest, and I think it's, for me, it's important to just, less is more. And if ever I feel like I need to acquire more, that's an imbalance within myself, and I'm just going to use that urge for that imbalance, that desire to fix me, to fill me up. And I'm going to do things to go help other people that have less than me, because Lord knows the whole world is full of them. I was talking to my cousin yesterday. Never met her. We just met through one of them ancestry things, and she's gonna be 74 next solar return for her, and I'm trying to get her to make a TikTok channel, because she has horses, she's agile, she takes care of all of her own shit, she's a very independent woman, and it might help her supplement her income a little bit. She has cats too, so she does like cat rescue. I'm like, dude, you're a prime candidate, dude. Like, she could be one of the morning people to take out, go out and watch a routine and stuff like that. Everybody deserves an opportunity. It's America, but you got these little freaking, dude, every time I see people in DC, first of all, in my mind, DC is an extension of Hollywood. They're all paid actors. They just change demographics. It's called a location. They go out on location. They're paid actors, but they go out on location and they act like a president, or they act like a fireman, or they act like a policeman. That's what everybody does. Even the people that have the job, they're only acting like this thing. I mean, what makes an EMT? Somebody that gets paid for it? Because I've been the first person on several accidents and have handled things, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you call 911, I'm gonna do shit. So, there's talkers and there's doers, and there's an imbalance on planet Earth, because now there's more talkers than doers, and us doers, we're fucking tired, and no, people aren't doing so much. For every, like, you're sitting in a room, right, you're hanging out, and you're watching TV with your buddy. All of a sudden, somebody comes in and takes a shit on your floor. They get up. They walk out. You look at your buddy. You start chasing the guy. You pound him down like, what are you doing, right? America is finding out that we are the asshole that walks into other people's houses and shits on their floor. And now, because we've acted like this repeatedly, over and over and over, when nobody fucking asked us to, this is dope, They know who we are. We're Captain Save. That's all egoic shit. That's all. No, it's like it's fucking with people's autonomy. So you fuck with you play God. They play God by wiping people off the earth, just killing people that they deem a threat. And so now the country's now look around. America's a third world country now, and it's only going to get worse. We haven't even gotten our first hurricane yet. They're not even removing boats from incidents from years ago. It's like they're trophies. Like, look what we did with our little harp, fucking our little science projects. We caused all this distraction. You know, they have all the like they probably have like behind their freaking suitcase in their closet. They probably have little tally marks. All the lives that were lost because they did nothing. That's America, dude. America is derived essentially from what people have read in newspapers. That is how their reality and perception has been molded. What they have read in books and what they've seen on TV. And the rest just don't care. They're just NPCs. They're just that low hum, that And in my eyes, if you're a talker and not a doer, you need to fucking figure out how to do something. Even if it's do dishes. Because I hate doing dishes. Talkers, welcome to come in and do my dishes. While I'm out fucking fixing engines and shit. See the imbalance? Like they created all these reindeer false facade because you can look at all people want is to get rich from the comfort of their own couch or from the comfort of doing whatever they want. But notice what happens, because life is about learning lessons and learning discernment and basically just learn how to take care of each other. It took me a lot of years, I had that. I was programmed. I had to deprogram too, at least. But so if I can do it, anybody can do it. I was right along a front row at Taylor Swift back in 2014. I got pictures on my TikTok. She helped me through a breakup. I got dumped and I just started dating myself and taking myself all over the place and eating whatever I wanted, not what she wanted. She was a vegetarian. I'm like, who the fuck is it a vegetarian in Omaha? Who does that? So I learned to eat clean though, and I also learned how to landscape or like plant flowers and stuff like that. So there's a lot of good stuff. And she did my t-shirt. She made my t-shirts. Like, we're friends. I accidentally friended her on Facebook the day Benny died, which is really, there's irony tied into that because she moved out. She moved in right when I got Benny, and then she moved out 3 months later. And I always was grateful that okay, you go that energy goes, and then Benny's there, and then as soon as Benny left, it was weird because it was like it was that. These light pants I wear in the summer, I'm almost into pant season. Luna's right there. So these light pants that they pocket I gotta be careful because they're so light. If I put it towards my leg, it feels like the finger to my phone. If I put it towards the outside, the fabric is light. It just does whatever. So I put my phone down and walk around so I don't call nobody I don't want to talk to. And then I lose track of my phone. Happens a lot. But I think Mom and I might get out today. So anyway, I was blessed to have the mom that I have. And she was always very spiritually minded and looking for answers too, because she couldn't understand her life, And she had to learn discernment. She had to learn the hard way because she taught me discernment. Because she chose some dudes that she thought that were really cool.
that did terrible things to her, and I had to see. I had to stand witness to that. So I learned how men were, because they're all, a lot of them are the same, and you can tell because they, like during, because I like to smell good, so I wear like cologne sometimes. Not here because I'll get eaten by mosquitoes, and there's no occasion to really, except maybe to go to the store. But sometimes I will, just because I miss the olden days where I could go to the opera or something. But so what was I bringing that up for? Hold on a sec. My nose is running. I need Kleenex. So mom was brilliant before she got her head smashed in a car door of a 64 Chevy Biscayne from a dude. She was smart after that, just in different ways. She's always had to be survival smart, and she listened to her heart. So there's only a period for like 5 months that we were homeless, but we have in fact been homeless. Well, that was with Jerry. There was another time when we went down to move closer to him that we didn't have. So yeah, I've been homeless a couple times, and that was back in the early mid '80s, and so I knew that, like, ain't no government gonna save you back then, and I just kept watching the story about how governments save people, and then I became a part of the entities that made those proclamations of salvation, and then I became a part of it. And I do believe that real bombs are dropped for fake reasons, and real people die for no legitimacies. I'm sorry for my service, because this country is a lie, and I've been telling the whole world what a lie it is. It's about fucking paid vacations. It's about men staying in fancy hotels and dodging the Jags because they're fucking, cheating on their spouses. This is what it's about. Those are all hell. This is from Suda Bay Creek, 03. None of this no place else on fucking planet Earth this shit exists. I was age, bitches. Aerospace ground age rangers, they called us. There is no air power without ground power. Dropping bombs is what little bitches do. Pew pews are what little bitches do. See, I'm more my mom than my dad genetically, and she's the spirit. She's the Spanish. She's the native, and my native says to my colonial blood, my Freemason blood that never did me no favor, because that's my dad blood. That's my other half that I've been denying my whole life. The kind that says, the self-will, the indulgence, the fucking, he was a truck driver. I wouldn't be surprised if my dad was a serial killer. Wouldn't be surprised one bit. Oh really? Yeah? I don't know. I don't know the guy. He wasn't around. But he was a real evil dude to me. And he taught my brother how to behave like that. And now we have a whole population of people that hate fucking women in America. For whatever reason. My whole life, people are like, you hate men, you're a man hater. No, I don't hate men. I should. I have every reason to fucking hate men. Considering when I was 13 years old, I read the sheriff report. That's how I learned I had to go over to the dictionary because I saw the word penetration and I was 13. I didn't know what that meant. So I went over and I read the dictionary. And I was like, I was in denial. Like, it took me it took me about 10 minutes. Because I was like asking 13-year-old girl questions like, why would mom have this sheriff report of this little baby girl that this happened to at 10 months old? And then a light bulb went on and I was like, oh shit, that's me. This is sheriff report is about what happened to me. Oh, okay. And then it dawned on me, hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh shit, that's why my hip pops when I'm in PE. Miss Menifee makes me do those bicycle exercises. And my hip goes pop, pop, pop every time my left one goes like that, so I don't do it. I failed PE because some dude had his way with me when I was a baby. Because I could, but it don't matter. Because I have the controllers that say, you have to do things just like everybody else. I failed PE because I wouldn't take showers with the other girls in junior high. Because I like girls. And I couldn't be, I was so bashful. I would be like, no, it's wrong. I'm not looking at them like, I'm really, really trying not to. I got suspended when I was 12, 13, and junior. Mr. Smith made all the pretty girls uncomfortable. He would stand right behind him, lean over, and like jiggle his change in his pocket behind him. It was just so creepy. And finally one day he did it to one girl and I said, dude, you're a creepy old man. And he's like, out in my class, and I go running off, skipping off, do. I got suspended on my birthday. I still got to go to the baseball game after, though, because I was the manager. They got me a card, a bunch of them signed it. So I got a whole history of speaking the truth against fucking nasty fucking control freak assholes. And I don't care if it's men or women. I don't care about their gender. I don't care about the color of their skin, because we're all just freaking shades of the same color wheel. I care about how people act with that shit. I care about give it, and what this guy's doing. I was talking to my cousin yesterday and I said, I'm trying not to get caught up, because that's what this is all about, is getting emotionally attached to their river of shit and then having that coming out sideways because people feel or I feel powerless. I feel because there's nothing I can do but come on here and talk about how I feel about that stupid shit, Biff. About how this country's a fucking joke. It's so fucking rich assholes can get rich and then tell all fucking people, the crack people that have fallen through the cracks of society, whether it's because of their health, they got someone they love they got to take care of, and their health, it's like, but the people aren't taught about health no more. I want to teach people about health. Eating good, clean food. You don't even have to eat that much if it's good. Like, I was talking to the beginning of season 3 when that dude is talking about food with his dead brother on the bear, or 5, season 5, 4 or 5. I fucking lose track of shit so much. And so, I'm like, that's how I feel about food. I've always felt it's like community. It's like getting together. Hey, try this. Potlucks. We always made mashed potatoes. And I was always in the front. So I wanted to try everything, because variety is the spice of life, and not to offer that to everybody is just fucking selfish and stingy, and I'm sick of the fucking assholes, fucking selfish, stingy motherfuckers. You know, they're just mad because they got to, you know, they're in the pool that last year they spent $58 million on male enhancement drugs, on motherfucking boner pills in this fucking country. I hope it worked, ladies. Was it to benefit you? Is there a surge in people having babies now? I do know people. There's like 10 kids that are having kids right now. A lot of people are having in their 20s right now. Like woohoo! So I guess they're the ones that I'm trying to make the world a better place for. You know, for their fucking kids. You know, the generation that can't get off their couches because they gotta play fucking Fortnite and shit like that. That's fine. Play. I think it's important that people play, but people don't have a balance anymore. There's no balance, and the work that they choose to do isn't productive. Like, what if everybody, like, did their stupid made-up reindeer bullshit, but then did productive stuff in congruence? Like, for a couple hours a week to inconvenience themselves, too. Everybody with that mentality, they think that there's somebody else out there that's gonna take care of your fucking problem, and more people are figuring out that ain't the truth. It's not the truth. There are no. That's why instead of having firemen that sit in their houses and go to the grocery store once a day and get their fucking steaks and anything they want to eat, and then to go back and, you know, maybe wash the truck. I've seen it plenty dirty, Engine 3 in Taos. I see your dirty shit. I'm going to start tagging it with my exclamation point, question mark. I'm the fucking QA, quality assurance. You slack. Do better. I don't care if you volunteer to be a fireman too. Does that give you a right to be unprepared? Or do you get to be less prepared because you're giving up your time to be less prepared? I want to absolve all of that. So instead of having one fire, I want to have in neighborhoods little like the people that live in the neighborhood, they're trained to get the hose and hook it up and start it. And if the other people want to join the party, that's all well and good. You can do that, you know. But we're going to be proactive. People in the communities want to be able to take care of themselves, right? Build your community up. And if more people build the community up, that's how the world gets better. Stop worried about what fucking Orange Biff man, you know, who has never missed a meal clearly in his whole fucking life. What's the occasion, VB? What up? Do you see me? Let's see. So, I live in New Mexico, and it's like Babylon. And the floods are here too, because that's how you gotta freaking cleanse the cursed earth. I was looking up that today. I was like, what is cursed land? What is a curse? Because the way I look at it, both sides of my bloodline are cursed. So what does that mean? According to this fake thing, I'm busy kind of. Is a wish or a pronouncement that brings harm or evil or misfortune upon someone or something. I don't ever want anything bad to happen to anybody. Ever. Ever. The worst thing I've ever wished upon anyone is that, like, when they get up in the middle of the night and they're half asleep and they go to the bathroom, that they fucking bloody toe stub that hurts all the way up in the pit of their leg. That's the worst. But there's people that like sit in circles Hey, virtual boy, what's up? What are you about? You got a tube? Yeah? You got a channel? That's cool. Thanks for hanging out. People don't stick with me very long. That's okay. I appreciate the sub. I don't ever ask for subs. I don't want subs. I'm not really looking for subs. I appreciate it. I just see, because I'm not here. I don't have any agenda, and I'll check you out. I check out anybody that that is willing to engage with me, and we don't even have to have a lot in common. That's the thing. Is like, I go out in the world. I'm trying to connect people. I'm not like looking. I just know who doesn't want to have anything to do with me, right? Well, YouTube is I've been doing videos since 2017. I've lived in 3 states since I started doing videos. It's the only connection, the only way that I can connect to people that are like me, because everywhere I go, there aren't a lot of people like me. Because I go out and I go to libraries, I go to, like things in the park, I go to freaking farmers markets. I do all these things in every community that I live in to support the people in the community. But I'm trying to do stuff in the community too, but they don't want to do what I want to do, so I'm on my own. I want to help people that have skip meals. I want to help people that fucking stink smell better. I want to help people give showers. I want to help. I want to see, because I gourmet cook, like I was talking about, because we grew up, Mom was so poor because we had to feed the beast system. We had to, and my mom fell in love with a Freemason. So he and his family, played with her like a mouse. And they were all fucking pussies. Because they used the... That's how I never had any faith in the system, though, so it had to happen. It had to happen. Because I was the little autistic kid that witnessed everything. Like, we were taken away from her at a doctor's appointment, so I'm like, don't talk to me about HIPAA. Especially when I worked in hospitals, and then, for a year, you hear stories about case study, or hear other people's, health events. How many times have I heard about what kind of stuff is pulled out of fucking people's butts in ERs? Those are all HIPAA violations, but people don't care, because there's this other reality of how the world is, and then there's these rules and regulations designed for little fucking neurodivergents like me. They just follow the rules while they're fucking kids on islands, And then we're paying for it by going to their concerts and shit. It's just, this planet has never been for me. It's never been for me. And knowing that happened to me when I was a kid, that also told me that what freaking grown men like to do. And there's those women that are in there too, but it's predominantly grown men, and they're chasing sensations. It's all about chasing sensations, dominance, control. And I was hypersexualized as a little kid, but I did the opposite thing. I became a fucking prude. I decided I wasn't just gonna freaking try to pass myself around like a 7 tradition basket at an AA meeting. Oh, no. And grounds are sacreds. And like isn't attract like. And another funny story is I ended up right back where Mom was born, which is kind of weird. Huh, Mom? Yeah. Isn't that weird? So today might be the day, huh? We might go up to the Catholic Church to see if there's any record, any history of you up there in Cuesta. I'm going to cash in on Mom's nepotism because she was born here but didn't get the privileges of being raised. So, stupid fucking cousin. So that's why it's so funny when I talk about the stupid cousins of Taos. It's a literal thing. I'm related to so many fucking people in Taos. The Archuleta's, the fucking Bidgels, the Royals, the fucking Gonzaleses, the Martina. They're all my fucking relatives. They're such fucking assholes to me. So I treat them as shitty as they treat me. I just want them to do better for themselves. Because when people do better for themselves, you want to do better for other people. So me and Mom, we're going to make gourmet food for fucking the stinky people on the streets. And then one day we're going to have a place to shout, hi Cassie. We're going to have a place for people to come take showers and stuff like that. You know. And the people that aren't like, you know, like, we'll be protected from those that might want to cause harm, hopefully. And if not, if somebody wants to be a wackadoo and freaking wackadoo, I just hope we all go out together, yeah? But just know that these people that are freaking flashing and flaring and they're freaking using their dominance and control, dude, every constituent in the new earth, every person that sits in a position of power and authority, every single one, annually, this will be an annual thing. Get you ready. If there is a homeless population on your streets, it'll be like the guard. 3 nights, 4 days to go sleep on the streets with your constituents. They can tell you their stories. Then you can decide if it's their choice to be there. You stupid, complacent, disingenuous, incompetent, impotent motherfuckers. Trump, booyah! I know you're playing a role, man. I am too, buddy. It's just a game. I'm sorry for my service. This is my service now, fucker. Like, they never get to meet people like me because they're not real people. Because people like me will fucking blow up the Truman Show. Dude, he is an Epstein, he's an Epstein, but he's also a fucking muskrat. They're birds of a feather. They're dudes that have no practical skills, that have always had it easy, and they get their fucking nuts up from fucking nuts up from making people suffer. And it's gonna come back to them. In ways that, well, we can only imagine. Dude already hates himself. Look at the fucking guy, man. He hates himself. People that love themselves don't behave the way that he does. He's fallen from grace. So much grace that he stole. And when we're supposed to be given grace and then give it to others is the way it's supposed to go. That's what churches, when you put money in their basket to feed their heifer pumperdink pastor, heifer pumperdink, and so he can go outside getting his Escalade and drive home to his big old house, that you putting that money into that basket gave to him. And then when people need food, he's like, "Oh, I'll be on vacation. I can't be bothered," you know. And like the message he's really showing is that all you really need in life is fucking Escalades and stupid shit. That's all you really need in life. Is that stuff. So he's of ego. Ego is easing God out. God is good orderly direction. God is, you don't need that shit, because wherever you go, as long as you help take care of yourself and other people, you always have everything you need. But all these people are chasing sensations. So they need expensive cars and they need all this bullshit that gets them no place fast. I can't even look at people in Hollywood. It's so hard for me. We watch our safe shows because our safe shows aren't news shows. Because so many false idols for profit have changed their face that I can't even watch because they look so different. And that's every dollar that they put into their face to make them feel kind of way when they could have fucking, you know, put a roof over somebody's head. And that's just, and they have so much they could have done both. And they still choose not to. And you can't take it with you. But I guess the Egyptians teach you that you can. So I don't know. It's fucking dumb. Collective consciousness is such a weird, because okay, this is how, let me try and describe collective consciousness as I understand. Here's my prop. This is every thought and reflection of thought. So every light and dark. So every good and bad thought and all thoughts in between. Here's a reflection of it, right? So this is source, creator. The no place space, right? And then we're born. And I got my own little perception of reality based on the April 9th, 1974. 1:11 a.m. And then I look through life connected to this, looking for experiences, thoughts, you know, frequencies all over this. And all the lower ones down here, I've been down here. I've been in the black zone. The dirty place, the parts where all the fun is at. Lucky for me, I didn't see, the worst thing I ever saw is a dude fucking nailing his balls to a fucking wooden board, and I was like, that's it, I'm out. Like, I don't want to have anything to do with any of that stuff. And so, like, you reflect on how you want to receive life, right? But there you got all these people that are just living on, like, the ego. Like, here's, let's call this one, we'll call this one the Green Bay Packers. And then you have the percentage of population, that's all they're doing every year. Year in, year out. Green Bay, Cheesehead, Green Bay, and that's all they do. And then that frequency ultimately falls off one day. Like, you gotta balance shit around. You gotta be, you know, like, okay, dabble, you know, appreciate their athletic prowess. It's all gay man shit. As far as it's all dude club. Anyway. Yeah, so where are people sitting and what are they tapping into? But you got like the people that do the same shit every year, like the holiday people. Like, oh my god, I dated a woman 3 years, and I was already her disappointed niece that knew she was going to get roasted nuts from the same stand that she got for 10 years. Like, people get stuck in loops. Yeah, you don't do wrong. I remember the last thing I sold, I was probably 2-3 years old. There was a package of these little yellow bullets in a gun at Thrifty's in Morro Bay, and I put them in my mouth. I used to put everything in my mouth. I used to pretend like I was a smoker, because I did in my past life, and I went from one life to the next. So I was a little kid that, like, I was like a little Marge Dean. And plus anyway, once you disassociate when you're a little kid, it puts you out into the ethers. And then sometimes you come back into your soul sack with aspects of yourself that you didn't have before you left, like being a smoker or whatever. So those little bullets I put in my mouth, and then when I walked out, my mom's boyfriend, he used to beat the shit out of her, but he was really worried about my moral fortitude. Said, what did you have in your mouth? Where'd you get that? Maybe go spit them out, go back in, tell on myself. Oh, I did steal a pair of sunglasses when I was in high school from Dr. Goder. I wrote him a letter making amends and sent him a check, and told him that I don't do things like that anymore, and I learned my lesson, and thanks for, like, always helping Mom take care of me and keeping me in glasses because I was so hard on shit. And he wrote me back and said paid in full. So It's part of making amends, you know, like there's too many people on planet Earth that have never, they didn't repent, they didn't do anything to make up for their behavior that they did. So now that land is cursed, as I see it. So you have all these people that did terrible, terrible things, you know, and it might have been 30, 40 years ago, but that doesn't mean that vibrational frequency of pain and suffering hasn't been left out there in the world. So they never made up for it. They just stopped doing the behavior. They didn't make up for that behavior that they did. They just, you know, maybe stopped doing. And then many of them didn't. They just got better at being more secretive. What does it say? That all religion is part of. They're all. I looked at religion just like story, no different than stories like Hansel and Gretel and all that stuff. But I mean, I don't know. I don't have a brain like a lot of people, so. It and then it goes away. Here. Yeah, I don't want to live forever. I don't. Who wants to fucking live? My back hurts and I'm only 51. I mean, loads of money, nothing to worry about. When I was talking to my cousin, she was excited about the prospect of this new job here, or where she lives in Oklahoma, and I was like, "What is that?" And so I said, "Give me," and so I look it up, and I was like, internet companies and stuff, and she started thinking about it, and she called me back because she was trying to wipe her phone so she could get access to their stuff and everything, and so I was helping her try to do. I helped her with that, and she calls me yesterday. And she's like, you know what? I started getting to think about it after I looked it up. She's like, I don't think that company's on the up and up to be, you know. And I'm just like, man, I wish people would call me fucking first. Like when she got the virus on her phone, I'm like, call me. Call me. It'll take max like 20 minutes to help you out of a bind. I know how to help people out of a bind because I've been so binded in my life. I've had so many binds, but I didn't want to be restricted. So I had to figure out how to get out of the binds, the constraints that society has given upon me, so that I can navigate through life and live happily and do what I need to do. Take care of my mom. And we don't need much, but I couldn't even get fucking food stamps in Taos, New Mexico. Understand, when I moved here during COVID? So fuck them all. If one person couldn't help me, nobody in the county is of any use as far as I'm concerned. They're all stupid cousins. So I'm going to keep saying it. Are you my stupid cousin? Because you are. Because I couldn't even, because you guys are, because, like, they called, the person from the food stamp office called 15 minutes before my appointment was at 10. They called at 9:45 from an unknown number. It should say Taos County Benefits Office or Office of Health and Human Service, anything like that. But no, unknown caller. So I'm like, oh, I have an appointment. I'm not going to answer this phone. I got an appointment coming up. And then I got a letter that said, and then it was a voicemail saying, oh, this is, and then you can't call them back. So fuck all the stupid cousins in Taos. Fuck y'all. Dude, they're closing down the hospital here, but people don't go to the hospital here anyway because it's known for it. It's a fucking joke. Like any community, your medical care is contingent on any doctor that's worth a damn that wants to live anywhere near the town that you want to live in. Yep. Yeah, that's why people are like, that's what, when I'm not looking at people in their eye, because oftentimes I can't look at people in their face because I'm gonna laugh because they have plastic surgery or something. And so it's not to be mean. It really isn't. I'm trying to save feelings. Because I'm going to pick up something on something. I'm going to look in your eyes and I'm going to pick up something that you don't want me to pick up on. Now I'm going to know all about you. And I'm going to just keep waiting for you to tell me about that thing that I know about you. Because I'm not going to judge you if you're still like that. I mean, if you're not still like that. That's because we all have the ability to not act like the way we used to do. But look how many people just keep living the same year over and over and over and over again. They keep living the same year over. It's a whoop, Christmas. Oh, now I went into, last time I went to Family Dollar was like a week ago. I don't go out much. It's like at least a week ago, and they already had Halloween stuff out. I'm like, dude, you people just keep perpetuating this cycle as more people are dying. You know, there's no way there's 7 billion people on planet Earth. No way. No way. No way. No way. All the people that have died in the last 5 years, and all the people that haven't been born. And then when I was in high school, and we'd hear stories about how China were freaking killing the freaking little girl babies, like you could only have boy babies, like. So that plus 30 years now. Those are all the fucking females that haven't been born all this time. Because men in them. Fucking stupid, dude. People, the narrator. I trip out, like, I went down this hole the other day. Because I was like, what is this story? Because, I mean, I was on Crete, we bombed Iraq, but let me really zoom in on the geography over there. So I was on Google Earth, and I was looking at the Gaza Strip, and I was like, it doesn't look really bombed. It looks like it has a lot of fountains and stuff like that, you know what I mean? You know, I'm not saying that stuff isn't happening, stuff like that. And then I look up the demographics. Like, I mean, ever since I was a little girl, we've been bombing the Gaza Strip. Somebody's been bombing the Gaza Strip, right? And so I look it up, like 3 days ago. The Gaza Strip, the place that we have been somebody has been bombing on and off for 50 years when they want to stroke the embers of storylines and headlines, is 7 miles long. 7 miles. 7 miles long. Or no, excuse me, 25 miles long. 7 miles wide and 12 miles at the widest point. 25 miles long. So 25 miles long. So it'd be like Omaha. It would be the size of Omaha, roughly. Nebraska. Yet America has perpetuated the storyline of us funding made up amounts of money that could never be met, creating debt to who? To bomb a space the size of Omaha. When are you gonna be done? This world is a fucking lie. Go do what you want. Make the world you want in the community in which you want to live. If you have a fucking viable idea of what you want to do, go to your city council and tell them what you're willing to do on their fucking dime. Because I know in New Mexico, they are dying for resolution. They need solutions. And people that have never, ever missed a meal, you never been stinky, you never had to have anybody tell you you smell bad, you never had lice 2 times, all these things you never had to contend with. Because you got to live in a fucking bubble, your bubble's gonna pop. So anybody, you got a good idea, find someone knows how to do PowerPoint, you know? You gotta dress the part. You want any guidance, you want any help, I'd be glad. You overdress the part. You make them stand up to you. Because you set the precedence, because they fucking can't, those stupid cousins. And we're gonna make them pay for our good ideas. And one of the things I do is when I go out in the community and I'm giving my mom or handing out waters to people and stuff like that, ask people how they want to live. Ask people what they want to live. Don't give them little institutionalized boxes and then force them in that. It's just you got the stupid cousins that get the good chairs and the good purses, and I mean, I live in the last state. It's like a lesson for me to live here. It's like it's so fucking funny. There's this article this morning right here. Right here. Oh. There's Jupiter and Venus. This morning I got it. That's pretty cool. Conjunct. So, study ranks New Mexico as the worst state to live in. New Mexico ranked the last on Wallet Hub's list, coming in 50th overall in individual metrics. New Mexico ranked the 49th in safety, the 48th in education and health, 33rd in economy, which is so stupid because this state has so much money between weed, oil, taxes, tourism. Like, it could be like, everybody, nobody, $2,000 easy. You gotta fucking, you live in New Mexico, it could be that easy. And if you already have it and you don't want it because you don't need it, that's fucking fine. There's plenty of other people that do. Help make people be self-sufficient and stop fucking making systems the B systems that people are sufficient on. Those reindeer games, man. You love Spokane, I'm glad. My cousin wants to move to Washington. I said, I'm nervous for people that live near the ocean for right now. But it's all divinely protective, and is it really the ocean? Really, if all the things that are true, and if I really believe in an all things possible, multiple universe, like the tsunamis can raise and people will still find a way to be, to proceed. I don't know if that's how their story's supposed to go. So in education, health, 33rd in economy, and 25th in affordability. So yeah, that's new. So when people go around, they're all so prideful. Oh yeah, New Mexico, chilies, red, green, blah blah blah. I'm just like, you're fucking proud. You are prideful of being the cream of crap. I can't talk too much shit. My mom was born here. But I always wondered, like she just wouldn't even before her head injury, the way, but I have a really mechanical, my brain is weird. So, but Mom, I would just I would come up with solutions, and she would just do whatever she could to sabotage him and stuff, and I'd just be like, it just drove me crazy. And mechanically, I couldn't work with her to fix things because she wasn't mechanically inclined. I was. And I would follow her lead because she was older than me. She was Mom, but she didn't make sense. And I would do the same thing with men, and then I'd get in trouble. I went to Seattle. Last place in Washington I went to was Tacoma. How far is Tacoma from... I don't know geography of... I remember, the about Oregon and Washington the most is how it smells and feels. Like, but I could probably go up into the woods in Angel File and have that similar experience here. So here, let me go. Where's my favorite? You coming up, buds? Oh, I just came across an old one a bit. Oh, that's right after I got him. Oh man, I miss him. I gotta help Tucker get up. Little boy hunting bear. Look at this one. This is Artie and Sass. They're both on the Rainbow Bridge too. Mom's dog Sass. That was Sass. She was 19. Artie just left last October. Like, okay. So much love, huh, Mom? Look, I always make Mom do stuff before he left Omaha. This is Mom going rafting down. This was back in. So this was 10 years ago. July 26th. Mom's a good sport. Like, when we go for our rides now, she goes, here's the dog beds that I want to make. I made the first, oh, wow. Here's I want to, called Dog on It. Yeah, so, but when I went to Omaha, the last time I went to Omaha, that's when I saw Taylor Swift front row. Day of is how I got the tickets. I said if I'm supposed to see it, and I'm not going to pay more than $300. It was like $273. It was a great show. A lot of these people are no longer here. A lot of these people have passed. Here's Paul and Jess. If you go to Omaha, go into Block 16. They own it. Tell them I said, hey, not so large, Marge. I'm getting there. Pictures in Tacoma. I have had a good life. It's just been, I don't look at it as having a good life. I look at it as doing, because doing things are hard for me. It's very difficult to do things. I got to take Benny to the top of the world. We went to this place, this fire lookout in Oregon. So I don't ever have to go to Mars, because if you go to this lookout, that's what it's like. It's like being in Mars. So it was a cool place. That was on the way. And all four of the dogs got to, that's the thing, is like, I don't have kids, and so my dogs were like my kids. So it's Drake's Peak Lookout is where we were. And there were cows and stuff. It was so cool. That was a good time. That was on the way. I'm glad I got this picture. This is Benny as a Benny ball. He used to always sleep like that. He kind of died like that too. So anyway, I'm getting closer. When I went up to Seattle, because I'd gone through it like in the early 90s, late 80s. I'd gone through it. So when I went up in 2016, the Seattle version that I got was all this. So this is how, and I'm sure, and it's not even like that anymore. So when places are just tangible radios of how people imagine things that are the people in charge, And they never imagine it helping people that need it. It's so bizarre. But I went back up there to see this guy, Sadhguru. He was looking right at me. And then he walked past me. He was right above me. Right there. He was signing books. I didn't have him sign my book or nothing. I don't even know if I have that same book. Here's Biddy's day at the beach. You know? So, I can say that I helped Mom, you know, with sass. Here's a picture of Mom with sass years ago. Sass would always shoot. Here's me drinking a waterfall at Silver Falls. That was bad. That was, yeah. This is a guy that we just had him the last year of his life because we found him. I found him on, look at his nails, how long his nails were. We loved him till his last breath. Literally, I held him as he took his last breath. Oh, but when I went to Tacoma, that's the closest picture I got. I went to see Lady Gaga. And these were from my seat, from where my seat was. But when I was waiting to go into I spent like $600 to go into a room so I could like, that was back when I was drinking. So I drank a beer. They gave you 2 drink tickets. Or maybe 1 drink. But they had all of her memorabilia. But you didn't get to meet her. But it was like a VIP thing. But it was mid-tier. So it was like $700. My brother was so pissed that I spent $700 on doing that. But I knew what the astrology was. So this was like my hoorah. This was like I knew I wasn't going to get to leave Mom much anymore. Because I'm a seer. I'm a psychic intuitive. And I could see how things were going. So that was how I treated myself. And that was the last day off, so to speak, that I had. And that was, aside from moving house, you know, that's the only thing I've done different. But now it's nicer because Mom gets to go, so that's nice that Mom goes. So, I saw Lady Gaga. And then a lady, I was standing in one line and one of the employees came up to me and said, this is when my head was shaved. That was an accident, but I pulled it off. She said, I was standing in line waiting to go in to where my seat was, and they gave you this little clear backpack that comes with this like lanyard that, you know, let you go in this room. And this lady comes tugging, and she worked there. And I think I brought her, because I know I went and bought bottled water, and then I came because it was hot out and I was handing them out to people. And she came up to me in line and said, come with me. And when someone says, come with you that works there, you go with them. This is the second time this has happened. Happened with Dolly Parton, too. I was up in the nosebleeds and then saw her third row center. So I went with her, and then she gave me a bracelet, so I got to go to the floor. So, but that's when I lived on 3D Earth, and things are different now, and I don't have any desire to go to concerts and venues and things of that variety. So I just don't find them safe because the people are too imbalanced. They've done what they've wanted for themselves for too long, and that creates an imbalance, and now all those imbalanced people are shorting out. So I don't want to deal. And I'm definitely not putting my mother in harm's way. So, alright. That's what I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day.